welcome to the KiMiiJ way.
Welcome to the KiMiiJ way.
This is my bro. This is Darius Sneed. He is a world-known bass player, producer, songwriter. He's the man.
Well, I appreciate that. Wow. Okay.
And today on the KiMiiJ way, we're going to be talking about dating creatives. Because we're a special breed of people.
What's up, world? Well, I produce, I write music, I'm a father, I go to church all the time, but I'm really deep into music. That's like my heart, my passion, my lifestyle. That's what I do. Anything concerning music, that's what I do.
And disclaimer, when we say like non-creative or someone who's like not creative, we're not saying that they don't have creativity.
Right.
When we talk about creatives, and we probably should say this at the beginning of the video, when we talk about creatives, we're talking about people who are making their art, their living, their career.
Right.
That's what we're saying. So artists, musicians, I mean, I don't want to limit it to just that.
Yeah.
Anybody who's making
beauticians,
anything
barbers,
is making their art.
Yes, like
their
writers, like anything.
Yeah.
Whatever you do not feel diminished if you're not one of those particular things. It's okay. Like you're still just as important.
Yeah.
You know.
And not saying you can't be creative. Like everybody has
their
amount
own
of
thing.
amount of creativity in them. But we're talking about when we say creatives, that's what we mean. We're wired a lot different than other people. You know, I mean that's what everybody, like engineers are wired different than you know, fashion designers. Finding love can be a little complicated sometimes. First of all, what are you looking for?
Okay, so it comes down to a female.
And this is the first time we've had a male perspective on the KiMiiJ way, so this should be interesting.
It's gonna be dope. You have to really get to know me. Having a solid friendship is where it really truly starts. Somebody to talk to, somebody that's like, okay, like I'm really truly getting to know this person. I'm willing to dissect my mind, you know what I'm saying? That's the major concept behind like getting to know, especially like male creatives. I think, as far as I'm concerned, or whatever, it's just basically about really understanding me, getting to understand what I do, understand how I feel, how my mind operates. That's a major key components with it.
I think the number one thing I'm looking for is support. Cause they say what you give out the most is what you desire most. So like if I'm with somebody, like I'm supporting them 100%. Like I'm pushing their dream, you know, helping them come up with ideas, and that's what I need. You know, I need somebody to bounce my creativity off of.
Support is just not all about showing up to that person's event. It's not all about just like being I'm just around. It's way deeper than that. Like as a creative have up moments, down moments, and that can happen within a 24-hour range. It could happen within 5-10 minutes, believe it or not. Like
our emotions are like, and it's because, you know, we put all of us into our work.
Everything.
Like our creativity is our work, so we put all of that, and that's all of it, which is why dating us can be like an emotional roller coaster. You're gonna feel what we feel. Support is showing that you believe in that person. Like if you and even if you're not a creative and you don't know exactly how to help, just showing up to their event, it's giving them, it's showing them that you believe in their dream. And I think
you're invested.
That's what creatives need the most. Somebody who's gonna say, you know, I believe in you. You're going somewhere. Somebody who's gonna feed into you.
That's good.
You know, you know, after the glow up.
Oh yeah.
You know, like after the glow up, be like, man, you said you were gonna do it. You did it.
Right.
Yeah. Were you believing in me? You know, back then. You know, I need somebody who's gonna like stick it.
It's hard even now as creatives who are already even came along the way and developed themselves some more. I think it's really even more critical to really get to know them because you don't remember them when they were like from scratch. So if you're dating a creative person, what I would say is you really should take the time to
figure out where that creativity came from.
That's good. Yeah. I would hate to put some type of cap or lid on top of what they do. You don't want to make them feel like you don't support.
Yeah.
You don't want to make them feel like you're not invested into what they're doing.
Brings me to this question. Have you ever dated a non-creative?
Yes, I actually have dated non-creatives.
What's the difference between dating a creative and dating someone who's not necessarily...
I get what you're saying. Dating a non-creative person does not, number one, does not diminish that person at all.
Yeah.
However, dating the non-creative person, you have to do a lot of explaining, and in that process, I could throw myself in the bus, it's me. That particular individual may want a lot of attention in an area that some creators might not be able to give.
You know, that's good. Because sometimes we, as creators, like, we have a hard time explaining, like, our life. Like, either you get it or you get it. Yeah, you get it or you don't get it. If you don't get it, we ain't got time to explain it to you, because we trying to make a living, okay? Like, we trying to get our art out there.
I didn't compromise like I was supposed to. Like, I felt like that person needed a lot of things, and in my head, I'm trying to explain to this particular individuals that, like, the life I live, it's like, I go hard for this. There's no, oh, I don't have time to do this and I don't have time to do this. You're trying to continue to pursue your goal, but at the same time, you don't want to lose this person that we think are truly invested into what we're doing. As a creative dating a non-creative, you have to, like, find that common balance. I think balance is just the ultimate key, to be willing to actually meet in the middle. Like, okay, you understand what life I'm living, you understand my lifestyle, you understand how hard I go for what I'm doing. Once you understand that, it's like, okay, cool. Like, babe, I know you're doing this, I know you're doing this, I'm not gonna bother you.
And that's good advice, because I don't think we look at it like that sometimes.
I had to learn
like,
that.
Okay, so creatives, we need to communicate better, and we need to be willing to give. Like, we don't be willing to do nothing. Like, when we going hard for our dream, when we hustling, like, that's the only thing we see. And, like, if we want love, you're gonna have to compromise. You have to. Yeah, and you have to make time.
You have to. Don't push people away in those moments, because there are great people who come in your life, and sometimes they are invested. Sometimes they are 100% down for your dreams and goals, but because we're so tunnel vision on just the dream alone, we tend to, like, push them away instead of just giving them some of the things that they actually deserve. I don't think it's going to diminish your grind. Everything will revolve around each other. I'm spending time with, if you got kids, I'm spending time with my kids. I'm spending time with my significant other. I'm still chasing my dream. I'm still, if you work your 9 to 5, you're still going hard at your 9 to 5, coming home, working on your dream. Like, everything goes full circle, and I think everything deserves its proper balance, because you don't want to go, you know, offsetting everything, like, oh, I'm 100% invested into the dream, and then when you get to the top, you have nobody to share with.
Okay, and this is a whole nother video that I'm probably gonna have to make later. As far as, like, creatives and our emotional state, because we crazy and we all need therapy.
Bad, like, for real, like, it's
we don't know how,
next level.
Like, and we're really sensitive about our, like Beyonce said, like, we're real sensitive about our stuff. Sometimes we don't mean to come off like we come off. It's really just, I don't know, like, what can we do to make that better?
Okay, so
I'm not stating any statistics or anything, but creatives experience a whole lot of depression,
majorly,
a whole lot of anxiety. I personally have anxiety issues. It's because we're being vulnerable to the world. Like, we're opening ourselves up. Like I said, this is our art, our love, and to present that to the world, it takes a lot of courage, you know, and I think that's one of the reasons why our emotions are so entangled. It's delicate.
It's very delicate. Like I said earlier, you can go from a 5 to 10 minute span and you can have multiple emotions, and it's not because we hate ourselves. Well, sometimes it might feel like that, but, like, literally there are stages of depression, there are stages of joy, like, that can happen very close to each other. So it's never our intent. You have to think, after a long day of a lot of people work regular jobs, 9 to 5s, and then go chase their dream. Like, those that have to do that or whatever, just think about all they had to process with that. Now I'm still thinking about my dream in the process. I'm still thinking about bills, family, my health, all these different things. So by the time I get home to my, you know, I'm trying to work, I'm full, I'm tapped in. Now it's like, all right, like, what you want? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and we shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like
we're super hard on ourselves.
Very, like, very critical.
Yeah, we're super hard on ourselves, and when we don't get to a place, like, I remember I woke up on my 25th birthday and I was so depressed. Like, my 25th birthday, I felt, you know, unaccomplished. I felt like, you know, I had plans, like, by 22, 23, I was supposed to be married. By 30, I was supposed to be completely done having kids. Wow. And, you know, I wasn't even close to that. At 25, I hadn't opened my studio yet. And, you know, I was really going hard trying to make that happen. But my 25th birthday, I woke up and realized I've accomplished none of that. And, like, I was depressed for a while, but that's what I needed to kick my, you know, self in the butt to get my stuff together.
You have to have particularly key people that will keep you mentally and emotionally lifted.
Yeah.
We pay so much attention to everything else somebody's doing. So now I got homies that are killing right now, and sometimes I'll be super jealous, and I'm like, Dad, God, like you ain't blessing me. And number one, it'll get discouraged, and then I feel depressed because it's like, well, you know, different reasons, like, well, why I'm not, I feel like I'm busting my tail. But once again though, that's like having the proper people around can help keep that lifted, because you never want to walk around through this by yourself. And then we sometimes concentrate on like stats or whatever, like I got such and such likes and I got this. And look, if you post something and you thought it was amazing and somebody, you know, and our expectation of other people or whatever, it's like, I think you have to have that self-love as a creative, like, yo, I know regardless of how many likes or regardless of,
I'm dope.
Yes, you know what I'm saying, you have to have that within yourself. Period. People, period, just really have to take the time to love themselves. If you have people around you that's always talking negative, get them from around you. Your brains cannot, our brains cannot process this type of information. Like, keep positivity around you, like, and it does help a little bit with the emotional aspect. And I know we're way off top of it from like talking about dealing with significant others, but just like all of this stuff we deal with, you're taking your anger out on your significant other, and it's just like, they're just looking like, like, man, I just wanted a hug, like, and all of a sudden you're like, like, that's why I think support, like, I think support is probably the key word ultimately, like, to have that person that is like, yo, I fell short today, or I feel like I failed today, and somebody like just, you know, like, yo, hug me, like, you know what I'm saying, like, yo, well, you're still amazing. You failed today, cool, get back up, keep it moving.
Because sometimes, I mean, we're all humans, like, we're not robots, so we're not going to be strong all the time. It's somebody who you're comfortable enough to be weak with. We
have to be willing to let somebody break that wall, especially if they're going to be invested into what you're doing. Like, well, you know, we like to say stuff like, build an empire, I want to build an empire one day. Like, build that with, right, as a creator, I get it, you know. It can be difficult. We all came up different ways. Some people came up very family oriented, some didn't.
Okay, so we talked about dating someone who isn't a creative, and our emotional state, support, needing that support. So how is it when you date a creative?
Okay.
As a creative.
This is a great one.
As far as like the love you feel, and like, not saying you can't experience that love with someone who isn't creative. I'm just saying, like, two passionate people.
It's a great feeling, and there are pros and cons to it. But sometimes the drive between the two people can cause friction. It's a beautiful process, because I think to have somebody who actually understands, like, they give you your space.
You still need that balance, but to be able to create with somebody that you love is pretty amazing. But like you said, it is some cons to it, because you know, two crazy emotional people, you're gonna have a lot of arguments about nothing.
A whole lot about absolutely nothing.
Don't disagree with, like, if I don't like that musician.
Oh,
like,
my God, yes. Like, if it's something musical, like,
listen, let me say,
you bump heads because you are two brilliant people on a mission. depending on what type of lady you got as a man, or whatever, depending on what type of lady you got, if she fierce, like it's, you know, she ain't backing down from you. So it's just like, as a man, you know what I'm saying?
As an artist.
Yes. Yes. Like I got my chest poked up. I'm like, yo, I ain't backing down yet. It's not always necessary sometimes. Sometimes as creators to keep, if you're dating another creator, sometimes you have to like be like willing to be like, yo babe, alright. Not that you, yeah, you really, alright, I got you.
To like, understand, you know, another creative's art.
Yes. Don't just say, yo, alright babe, alright, and then not like actually listen. Because as creators, you want to keep your mind clear. Yeah. Like you don't want to wake up the next day and it's like, yo, I'm still thinking about this argument. Yeah, so now we're mad for 4 or 5 days.
No, because like if something gets in the way of me creating, that's a problem.
And I know everybody knows what that feel like. Like you know what that feel like to wake up and it's just like, man, like yo, I'm ready to create today, but then you go to create and it's like dang, man, the conversation.
I mean, it's the same thing, like, you know, getting them going to work at the hospital, like, you know, you can't really focus on your patients like that because, you know, you still thinking about that argument at home. So, I mean, all in all, you have to be willing to compromise.
Right.
And be open to new ideas. What would be the perfect date for you?
The perfect date for me?
Yes.
If I had to choose any date, and like I said, this is already in my head. Okay. If I had to choose the perfect date, it's most likely going to be like zip lining. Like, or something in that nature. Believe it or not, I don't, anything away from what I do musically, like I would rather do. Like I tell people all the time, like music it's my life now. So it's not really like, some people say it's my gateway away from the world. It don't work like that for me. Because like I said, it is my world. It's my everyday life. So for me, going zip lining, going get on something adventurous, roller coasters, like something that just like thrills, that's my date.
Yeah, that's real. Cause like, so don't buy me like tickets to go see the ballet. I see my kids every day, so I don't want to.
You don't want to do it.
I mean, unless it's involving Debbie Allen. Anything with Debbie Allen, yes. But I'm just saying, if you're dating a creative, like try to do something and take their mind away from what they do. You know, because we do need a break from that.
Yes,
like
yeah, you know what I'm saying. She like take heed. She said she like take heed. Don't be in the inbox though, but like. You know, they just appreciate your time.
Yes,
you know,
and your thoughtfulness.
Yeah.
We like to know that you actually thought about what would she like.
Yeah, you know, like everything a creator wants that they love or they interested in doesn't have to involve their art. So don't feel like you have to. Like if they cut hair, I'm gonna take you to a hair show. I mean, it's cool. I'm not knocking it, but
9 times out of 10, they go to hair shows all the time. You know what I'm
100%
saying?
sure they do.
So you're not gonna be showing them anything new. Right. So when you're going on a date, your job is to let the other person experience something that they've never experienced before, or experience something they don't get to experience a lot. That's good.
Yeah, man. All beautiful people, man. Like no matter who you are, try to refrain from anything that makes you vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? Like going too far with as far as like your body and like different things. Like don't tell everything on the first outing. You know what I'm saying? Like be willing to become that person's friend. Then maybe you can go to the next level. Like we're
telling the person too much too soon.
Oh yeah.
Now it's very important for you guys to be honest.
Honest, yeah. Be honest.
You know, and sometimes I made this mistake. Like I'm very honest, like super honest, but sometimes I'm brutally honest, and I'm honest, and I tell too much too quick. You know, sometimes you gotta sit back and like see where this go first, because I mean, if you don't make it past the second date, and then he know your whole life story, you in trouble.
Yeah, get to know her. You let her get to know you. Like you said, you don't have to tell everything, but just be like, okay, like yeah, like I like these things, or I don't like these things. You know what I'm saying? Like,
because and if you're not a creative, like don't lie and say, oh, I like this song, I like, you know.
You don't have to impress me, like.
Please, like, don't, cause I'ma know.
You will know. Oh, we know, like.
We know.
We definitely know.
And that turns us off more. It's really cute and everything, but you don't have to try to be somebody you're not. You know, if you don't know who the person is, say you don't know who the person is.
That's
like,
it.
I don't care. Like, I'm happy to educate. That's what I do. I'm
and sometimes we love people that like are not into the same things we are, because you might be a very heavy book reader and I might not read at all, or you might know about like stocks and like investing and all these things, and I might just be a guy who just likes to make money. So now Like, okay, well, that's a mutual thing to talk about.
Don't be name dropping and trying to impress.
Be careful with that.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't try to impress. Like,
yeah,
that's the main
be
thing.
You.
Be you. Date your creative, date your non-creative, whatever the case may be.
Be happy.
Yeah, like, be happy. Like, just enjoy your life. I think that's the ultimate thing.
And let's meet some new people. Thank you, Darius, for joining us.
Hey, man, it's been an honor.
Hope to see you Friday at Chemistry, and I'll see you on the next episode of the KiMiiJ Way. Be looking out for my new blog called Grow and Glow. So check that out. Big things coming. So be on the lookout for that, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Peace.
Let's all